In the headlines, kidnappers invade Plateau Community, kill 3 as service chiefs arrive on assessment visit. Joint security team rescue 24 kidnapped victims in Kogi. Tanker explosion destroys shops, viewing center in Kwara. On the foreign scene, Israel kills 64 Palestinians, wounds over 180 as onslaught continues. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. And now in a fresh development, 3 persons were killed in Durbi village of Shere district in Jos East local government area of Plateau State. Confirming the incident, Transition Committee Chairman for Jos East local government area, Marcus Yam, said the attackers invaded the village on Saturday night, killing a father and his son. The chairman said the efforts of the vigilantes in the community who engaged the assailants resulted in the death of one of the attackers, while others fled the scene. The chairman added that personnel of the Joint Security Task Force of Operation Safe Haven also responded to the distress call from community. Spokesperson of Operation Safe Haven, a multi-security task force maintaining peace in the state, Captain Oya James, said the incident was a kidnapping attempt and not an attack by bandits. Earlier, we spoke to Trust TV's Ado Musa on the latest incident.
According to some sources from the community, the incident occurred around 7 p.m. Where 3 people were reportedly killed. According to the chairman of the local government, it took the intervention of vigilantes and some other youth of the community to repel the attack. But in the process, 3 persons were killed, including a gunman. When contacted the spokesperson of Operation Safe Haven, Captain Oya James, on the incident, he said it was a kidnapping attempt, not an attack launched by bandits.
Meanwhile, Nigerian service chiefs, including Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Torit Labaja, Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, and Air Admiral Emmanuel Ogala have arrived at Yakubu Gowon Airport just to visit the victims of the recent attacks in Bokos and Bariki Ladi local government areas, which has claimed more than 190 lives in the area. The Minister of State for Defense Bello Matawalli and Humanitarian Affairs Betty Edu are among the top government officials that are visiting the victims. The services chiefs are currently on their way to the affected communities on an assessment visit. We will bring you more details of their visit in our subsequent bulletin. Now, to foster any incident during the New Year celebrations in Plateau State, the Bongwom, Jos, and chairman of the Jos Joint Traditional Council, the Jacob Yang Buba, have cancelled the annual New Year Cultural Festival observed at the beginning of every year in the state. Also, the Emir of Wase and President of the Wase Traditional Council, Muhammad Sambo Haruna, has announced the postponement of the annual Fulani Cultural Festival, Yelde Fulaku, scheduled for January 6, 2024. Yang Buba, in a statement signed by his special assistant Daya Kubu Mamman said that the directive followed the recent killings in Bokos, Mangu, and Bariki Ladi local government areas. On his part, Mohammed, in a statement signed by the Secretary of the Wase Emirate Council, Abraham Jallo, said that the postponement of the Fulani event, which was also meant to raise 5 million naira for the furnishing and equipping of the Emirates Information and Communication Center, was in reverence to the killing of more than 195 people in Bariki, Bokos, and Mongu local government areas. In another development, the operatives of the Kogi State Police Command, in collaboration with the military and local vigilantes, have rescued 24 victims of kidnappings within Adogu axis in a Jakarta local government in the state. The State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, PPRO SP William Aya, disclosed this late Saturday, saying that the victims were kidnapped on Friday. The police authorities said 21 victims, including 11 students and 3 teachers, were rescued unhurt, stressing that effort is ongoing to arrest the fleeing members of the gang. The State Police Commissioner CP Bentron Onuha commended the efforts of the team, assuring of continued onslaught against the criminal elements in the state. The CPO Noha therefore enjoined the law-abiding citizens of the state to continue to collaborate with police and other security agencies by volunteering a timely and credible information on the activities of criminal elements in the state.
No, now today you see the person. All of them. The guy don't have Look at them. Look at that. Silvery. The armed will be at the front.
Now, the impact of subsidy removal continues to impact Nigerians on a daily basis as transportation fares have become a strain on average Nigerians. Rural dwellers in parts of Benue State say their lives have been a struggle since the removal of fuel subsidy by the Tinubu's administration. Jimmy Azandi reports.
For rural dwellers, life has never been the same since the fuel prices soared, with the attendant strain on daily living. They are worried that government policies often favor residents of urban centers at the expense of those in rural neighborhoods, where access to basic amenities are almost non-existent.
We are selling fuel at the rate of 700 naira, but now it's 800, 850. Common charging of mobile phone has become difficult to replace now. Before we charge a rate of 15 naira, but now it's 150. So that is how things have become difficult in the places. So we need to talk about it so that other people also hear from it.
Since the increment of the fuel, everything seems as if it's slowed down. Both marketing, both movement. Price of things jacked up in the market. Find it difficult to access movement because of the high price of Okada and the other vehicles. And even the most important thing is that to get the fuel easily is not easy for the commoners. It's very difficult for us, especially we that are in the rural area.
The subsidy crisis, according to the villagers, has also affected access to facilities like gadgets that bridge communication gaps between them and those outside their communities.
What we use is motorcycles. We use Bajaj transporting our goods from one place to another. Now, you will understand that because of the hike in the process of transportation, so fuel is still the source of power that we use in generators so that we charge our phones. So formerly our phones were charged at the rate of 15 naira, but right now it is at the rate of 100 naira and 150 naira respectively. Now, and then some are even charging phones at the rate of 200 naira in other villages. Now, what about our water system? Because of this hike in transportation, if you want to sell pure water in this place, how much are you going to say a bag of pure water or a sachet of pure water?
Unless something urgent is done to provide access to basic amenities in villages, the subsidy removal crisis may result to more rural to urban migration, as most people can barely live without transportation means or their communication gadgets. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Now, a blazing fire emanating from a diesel tanker on Saturday destroyed 2 shops and a football viewing center in the Ilorin metropolis in Kwara State. It was gathered that the fire incident happened at about 10:47 a.m. at Magaji Area Quarters, Ajegule, in the Edi Ape area of the Ilorin East local government area. The fire originated from a pumping machine being used to transport diesel from a tanker lorry to a container near a mast belonging to one of the telecommunications companies. According to a spokesperson for the State Fire Service, Hassan Adekule, the total estimated property saved was 145.2 million naira, while a total estimated property lost was summed up to be 34.6 million naira. He said that firefighters arrived on time to face the tanker fire containing 22,000 liters with registration number MUS 916YF. The fire service urged general public to play safe, especially during the festive period, and not to hesitate to call fire brigade on time whenever there is any fire emergency in the areas. Meanwhile, as 2023 comes to an end, Nigerians are reflecting on the experiences of the outgoing year as economic hardship and insecurity remain top on national discourse. A cross-section of residents in Abuja, while speaking to Trust TV, are setting their rights on the new year by setting the agenda for the government to address the prevailing challenges in the country. Ibrahim Ismail now reports.
The end of every year is usually a period of reflection, self-assessment and evaluation in order to ensure proper planning and decision-making in the coming year. For many reasons, the year 2023 was one of the toughest for some Nigerians, as we found out from some Abuja residents who shared thoughts as they bid farewell to 2023.
This year, so far, I've not achieved anything, like nothing, except for this my work that I'm doing. Like, if you see this at 1,000 now, if you owe 1,000 for a day, how much? What amount do you buy? The 1,000 is finished.
Yeah, 2023, we've been hope, but up to now we have not grabbed anything at hand. But obviously we are praying for 2024 to be better than 2023.
On their plans and expectations for the new year 2024, the respondents urged governments at all levels to live up to expectations and make the country better.
Go back to their drawing board. When they were doing campaign, they make measure of many things they will do for the country. They should go back and see to if they have done it. But if they have not, they should do that for the country.
Government should make the economy, you understand, a very good economy, a robust economy that will help the poor masses. Imagine a graduate, you go to school, after 4-5 years in school, you serve, nothing. Even money to set up a business when you go and learn a vocational training. The money to set up a business is a problem. You cannot even access loan.
The current state of insecurity and the bad economy is a major concern for most Nigerians. With this development, citizens have high expectations from elected leaders to address the country's challenges in the coming year, 2024. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You are still watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, we tell you the remarkable story of Lami David and her special accomplishment. Details of that and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the News Update on Trust TV, and here is a recap of some of our major stories. Kidnappers invade Plateau Community, kill 3 as service chiefs arrive on assessment visit. And joint security team rescue 24 kidnapped victims in Kogi. Now to more stories. The Nigerian Senate has passed the 2024 appropriations bill. The proposed budget was increased from 27.5 trillion naira to 28.7 trillion naira and presented by President Bola Tinubu before the joint sitting of the National Assembly on November 29th. Report.
The revised document shows an increase of over 1.2 trillion naira. The lawmakers approved an increase in the exchange rate to 800 naira a dollar, as against the 750 naira a dollar rate proposed by the executive. Crude oil price was pegged at $77.96 a barrel, while crude oil production was kept at 1.78 million barrels per day. The passage of the budget was a sequel to the consideration of the report by the Senate Committee on Appropriations presented by the chairman, Adeola Solomon. In his presentation, the committee recommended 1.7 trillion naira as statutory transfers, 8.7 trillion naira as recurrent expenditure, and 9.9 trillion naira as capital expenditure. Solomon also disclosed that the executive forwarded a request for additional funding and some items of expenditure to the committee which were not included in the bill the president had submitted.
Executive forwarded requests for additional funding and some item of expenditure to the committee which were not included in the bill as submitted by the executive, in order to accommodate the request, and the following adjustments have been made on the bill. 1. The foreign exchange differentials. 2. The GOE revenue increase. 3. The GOE personnel reduction. 4. Service-wide vote wage adjustment. And 5. Reduction from service-wide.
The Senate thereafter dissolved into the Committee of the Whole, which considered and passed the budget. In his remarks, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio assured the document would immediately be transmitted to the President for his assent so that implementation could begin by January 1.
While the sum of 9,995,143,298,028 naira only is for contribution.
The borrowing plan submitted by the President was also approved by the Senate.
Now, in a remarkable journey of determination and resilience, 23-year-old polio survivor Lami David has defied all odds to complete her studies and is now embarking on a quest for employment. Her story serves as an inspiration, showcasing the indomitable spirit of those who persevere in the face of physical challenges. Bella Musa has more.
Living at Ungwarigimbia, Sabontasha, in Chukwu local government area of Kaduna State, Hawa David suffered a lot when her daughter Lami David was affected by the wild polio virus. According to her, the situation was complicated after seeking the service of traditional medicine practitioner.
When I gave birth to her, she walked in her first year, and the next, the sickness attacked her. Then she started crawling. While playing with peers, she would crawl. I started with the hospital, but it didn't work, so I had to travel to different places looking for traditional medicine.
Da suka gaya mun aka sai na zo na bari na asibiti sai na shiga neman gargajiya.
Growing with peers at Ungwarigimbia was challenging for Lami.
There are so many things I want to do which I cannot do at that time, except with the help of my family. And sometimes people see me with that eye of pity, feeling as if there is nothing good will come out from her. She can't do anything. But within me, I always tell myself that I will do better.
Despite all the odds, however, Lami was able to go to higher institutions through a contribution of people in the society.
Okay. My first year in school, I think I just did, when I resumed my first year, I think I just did 1 month before they gave me hostel. So they gave me that hostel. You know, there's a lot of things which I cannot do by myself, except someone assist me. So, such as I washed my clothes, to dry it is another thing, then to fetch water is another thing. Sometimes my sister, she works in Ulam. When she's coming back from work, she will branch to my school, fetch water for me before going back home. So I find it so difficult to do most of my things because I was new. When I get to meet friends, they started helping me doing some of those things. Before my sister will come, they will help me and fetch water. Even my roommate, Progress, she will be the one who will wake me up, we'll wash the clothes together. We'll wash. I'll wash, then she will dry. Because I can do it, I will do it, then she will dry the clothes.
Her fear now is whether stigma will allow her get a job.
This our country, Nigeria, we people living with disability, it is very difficult. Because they see us as if we cannot even do anything. Maybe we are not capable. the government doesn't believe in us. Because if they do, they will create job opportunities for us. They will make life easier for us.
Lami David studied cooperative economics and management at Federal Cooperative College, Kaduna, and she has just finished her national service. She is now among the thousands youths seeking employment. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And now away from Nigeria, in the heart of Gaza, targeted Israeli bombings on homes have exerted a heavy toll, resulting in the loss of 64 Palestinian lives and leaving 186 others injured within the past 24 hours. The broader impact of this ongoing conflict is devastating, as reported by the Palestinian Health Ministry, with a total of 21,672 Palestinians killed, and approximately 70% of them being women and children. Adding to distress, 56,165 Palestinians have suffered injuries, and a heart-wrenching figure reveals that more than 7,000 individuals remain trapped under the rubble of demolished buildings. The violence extends beyond Gaza, with the West Bank, including Jerusalem, bearing the brunt of the conflict. The Palestinian Health Ministry records at least 319 Palestinians, including 72 children, losing their lives. Moreover, 3,450 Palestinians have been wounded, and escalating tensions have led to the arrest of 4,860 individuals. And now finally in sports news, a court in Nepal has found the country's highest profile cricketer, Sandeep Lamichhane, guilty of raping an 18-year-old woman and has fixed January 10th for his sentencing. The judgment was announced after a repeatedly delayed trial that had left him free to continue his sporting career. The 23-year-old has been the face of cricket in Nepal and was the only player from the country to take part in prominent 2020 leagues across the world. He was suspended as Nepal's captain last year and taken into custody after police issued an arrest warrant for him over the assault in 2022. He was later released on bail. Lamichhane could face up to 10 years in jail. His lawyers said he would appeal the verdict to a higher court. And with that, we have come to the end of Trust TV's news update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.